Hi, welcome to our podcast. I'm the host today, Mika, and I'm joined by my co host, Marissa. And we have a lovely guest, Cray, who is the project manager for Taylor's Arena.
Hi guys. My name is Gray and I'm the project manager of Taylor's Arena. Nice to meet all of you.
Hello, Craig. Okay, my name is Marisa. So let's start.
Sure.
So, how did you get inspired to begin this event?
So basically, this event, Taylor's Arena, we are mainly focusing on esports, where esports is where we involve games, mobile applications, as well as PC games. So in light of this pandemic, we all know that everyone is stuck at home. We can't actually do physical activities. That is why this came into our mind, where we actually wanted to come up with something virtual, and it's actually very interactive among students. This is why we actually suggested a game, an esports tournament. So after a few discussions, we decided esports tournament is way too boring, so we rename it to Taylor's Arena, which actually fits Taylor students, as well as giving a sense of esports challenge competition tournaments to the students. So this is what inspired me from.
I see. Do you face any challenges while trying to set up this event? Like, what are the things that you find difficult trying to set up this event? Was there any miscommunications or anything?
So in terms of challenges, of course there will be challenges and there will be obstacles when planning it. So you actually mentioned about misunderstanding. I think this is actually a very good thing, but instead of misunderstanding, I could say that I will use the word communication. So communication, I realize that communication is a key while you are planning an event or coming up with a certain discussion together with your groups. Because from my end, the challenge from my end is actually miscommunication within our community. So for sometimes when we are actually planning some events, let's say for Taylor's Arena, we actually suggested 4 games. So we came up with Mobile Legends. For mobile apps, we have Mobile Legends as well as PUBG. These are the 2 games. And for the PC games, we actually came up for Valorant and CSGO. However, because our team is not expertise in esports. Some of us knew how the game works, but not everyone knows the knowledge of the game itself. So this is why what happened is that I suggested let us cut off to 2 games instead. However, some members would say that why not go for 4 games since we have been planning all this along. And you know what? I do understand. I mean, I know how it works for PUBG, sorry. But for me myself, I don't really know how does it work. So it somehow arise with a conflict of interest where I wanted to go for a game, 2 games only, but the other team wanted to go for 4 games. So communication is a very important thing in here, and this is the first challenges that we actually face. And the second challenges is that it's for now we are in the progressing state where we actually want more participants to join us. So what happened is that we knew that now it's the time of exam time, finals, and students are getting quite with that exam. So basically, they don't have any time to register for our event, and this is the second challenge because we have to really push, we have to promote, we have to advertise a lot, and sometimes it's quite exhausted to our members because some of them they are dealing with their exams as well. And in the meantime, this event is also important because we wanted to make this happen to all Taylorians, and somehow this is another challenge to all of us, and it's also a growing phase to everyone, I say. So these are mainly the challenges that we actually face in Taylor's Arena itself.
I see.
So how are your preparations like for the event?
So in terms of preparation, I think this will be a very long story, but I will just cut it short and make it very simple to just understand how we actually prepare the whole thing. So we actually took a month to plan this whole thing. So basically, I think it's when we are in April or May, somewhere there. I think it's around May. Yeah. So in the mid of May, we were actually planning. So we should actually come up with an event like this. It's a good idea. So the whole May, we are actually coming with all the games suggestions. So this is where what I mentioned just now about the challenges that enter. We were discussing whether should we put in 2 games, 4 games, and you know what? I think 2 games best fit. That's why we actually finalize and conclude into 2 games. And throughout the preparation, we have different departments, as you can actually refer to our Instagram, and do follow us if you are okay. So just a plug in. Okay, so we have 6 different departments where we segregate our job, distribute all our tasks. And so all these departments, they will progress on their respective tasks lah. So let's say we have sponsorship, we will progress to sponsorships, to seek sponsors, to manage all the sponsors. We have secretarial department to manage all the documents and budgeting, everything over there. We have marketing where they will actually come up with the beautiful posters and whatsoever. And we also have the program team, which come up with the whole flow of the event, as well as risk analysts, which come up with a backup. So the whole preparation, we involve all the teams together. Of course, some of the times there might be miscommunication, like challenges that we face, but we eventually go through that. And I think we actually we started our promotion, we start pushing it in the 14th of July, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, not 14th of July, but earlier than that. So I think it's 2 weeks earlier, we started to open our registration and we start to promote all our event out. And till now, we are, of course, still opening for registration to everyone under the 31st. Yeah. So that's mainly our preparation lah.
I might join. I might join.
I know Mika's interested.
Yeah. Okay. How does it differ from physical activities? The physical event,
okay. So basically, this esports event, as we know that physical event would usually involves interaction and running around. So previously, I have actually experienced in planning physical event that we will come up with usually treasure hunts, or walk around campus, or a run, charity run, something like this. So this is what I actually term as a physical event, where it involves human interaction physically. But now, because everything is not virtual, so esports, to be honest, it's actually something that could bond people as well, but we do not require a physical human interaction. Instead, we may use virtual interaction, we may use Discord or Zoom, or right now, like how we are talking right now, it's an interaction. Yeah. So this is how I view. This is how it actually differs with physical and virtual. But of course, the values are still there. We still value fun, bonding, communication, teamwork. All these are still there. However, the difference is that we lack of human contact, human touch. But of course, it will not so-called break the bond. It will still be there. So that is how it differs from physical and virtual itself. Yeah.
So, I think for your participants, will it be difficult to communicate online?
So, in terms of this, I actually thought of it because, of course, there might be slight lag, and like what I'm doing right now, if I'm talking, of course, the other can't interact unless you have another platform to talk to each other. Otherwise, the rest of us, one person will be talking, the rest will be listening. So, I would say that it brought us a minor disadvantage because it's more like a one person to everyone. It's like a lecture, but it's not more like a lecture. I would say that it's one person talking and the others will listen, and the rest would just provide their suggestions one by one, and we could not actually have small talks at the side. So this is the minor disadvantage, and it somehow serves as a difficulties to communicate among people. But I would say that online would actually somehow improves people's confidence. Like for people like me, sometimes I would stand in front of people, just stand in front of my friends. I would not say anything because I can't think of anything, and sometimes it's just lack of confidence. But in front of laptop, in front of a screen, no one is judging. There's nothing. It's just me and you right in front of the screen. So I might have confidence for talking. So this, I would say that it will bring pros and cons. So the pros is that it might boost the confidence of one person, and it would actually smoothen the communication with one another. But of course, the cons is that it would somehow, some people would not actually get the chance to really talk and communicate with one another, because I would say that it's a one way, and the other person, when you want to come, and when the other person wanted to communicate, and I mean the A has to keep quiet in order to listen to B. It's not like going on and on. So I will find it good and bad in both sides. in online.
That's true.
My point.
Will there be more events like this, like virtual events like this in the future? Are you guys planning any, like after you're done with Taylor's Arena, is there like any more events that you're gonna do, like online virtual events like this?
Of course, I think Taylor's Arena, if I'm not mistaken, is actually our 10 or 11 event, because for the past events we have been doing a lot. So namely, we have podcasts. We actually invited clubs and societies to join us, and we talk about different topics according to the clubs and societies itself. So this is one of it. And of course, we will not stop in future if there's chance. I mean, there are more clubs and societies. We will therefore invite them, be part of us, and we'll talk more about it. And for the previous, we also did a Uni Link Up. So this is an event which was hosted by another department in TUSC as well. But there's no but. I mean, for the upcoming week, I think we have another Uni Link Up, which is to link with a Singapore university to bond among each other. So this is another virtual event that it's quite exciting. And we get to actually create a bond between the Council of Singapore University and our university, so that in future, if there's any opportunity, we could actually share them. And of course, we have a lot of events. Like the past event, we have All CNS, which is to invite all the clubs and societies to join us. And we have activities together. Of course, this will not end. In future, we are going to plan more of it. And yeah, I think that's for our events in terms of virtual. Yeah, and in future, of course, if there's chance to enhance more of a new creative events, we will definitely do that. Yeah, sure.
That's really actually cool and exciting for you guys. So how were you able to find like sponsors?
So regarding about sponsors, this I could say that it's a very challenging part for us. So what happened in our sponsors part is that we have to come up with a very formal email, because this is what companies they would actually require, a very formal and a very easy to understand email. And what happened is that because our event is mainly targeting on esports, so we actually shortened the list to all the electronics, let's say telecommunications company, and also maybe some electronics company where they produce like electronic devices. So we actually targeted them as our first priority. So what happened is that we send emails to them. We find the most suitable one, we forward them the email, and we hope that they could actually provide us a sponsorship. And in our sponsorship, we actually have a list of levels of which kind of sponsors would you like to sponsor us. So of course, that is how we create our sponsors package to them, and they would review and then send back their answers, their answers to us. And so far, if I'm not mistaken, we actually have gotten 5 to 6 sponsors, and there are still 2 more on pending. So this is how we actually get our sponsors. Yeah, goodwill is the important thing lah. Be good to the sponsors, and of course they will be good to you. This is what I always prioritize. Yeah.
Okay, we would like to ask you some more questions about Taylor's Arena. Like, who? It's like a plug right now. Like, how? Who could join this event, and like, could they join this event?
Oh, okay. So basically, for Taylor's Arena, we have a registration link in our Instagram page. Of course, it has been posted in Campus Central page, so you guys can actually view it. The banner is actually very big. It was posted today, and by clicking in, you can view there's a registration link. So for the requirements, it's basically we need at least a Taylorian to join us. In your team, there are 5 members. So for these 2 games, it will be requiring 5 members, and one of it should be a Taylorian. So the rest of it, like, it's up to you whether you want it to be your friends from other unis or your brother or sister who are actually maybe pursuing their college or something, or some postgraduate. They are all accepted. So these are our requirements.
So it has to be college students.
Yeah, college or postgraduate.
Okay.
So they have to be.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in terms of registration fees, we are actually setting a 25 ringgit per team, which is 5 ringgit per person. The use of setting this registration is to actually preset them, like to actually book them, because to reserve them, if yeah, if we were not to like to collect any registration fees, right, then some people might just drop off halfway. So that's the point of our registration app. Of course, we are utilizing these fees, and we are actually, of course, giving back to them as a prize. Of course, we are having those prizes back to them as well. Yeah.
So I think that'll be it, right, Mika?
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us and helping us.
No worries.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Okay, thank you. And one last thing.
Thank you.
Plug in my Taylor's Arena. So do remember to join us if you're interested in playing Mobile Legends or Valorant. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it for
Okay, thank you.
Again. Thank you.
so much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.